The invisible law that shapes your W. What if the way you walk into a room could change your entire life? What if your thoughts, your assumptions, were silently sculpting the path beneath your feet? What you're about to hear is not surface level advice. This is a commandment to your subconscious. A shift not just in thinking, but in living. Let me ask you something most men never question until it's too late. What if everything you're experiencing right now is bending to your expectations? And what if those expectations are creating your outcomes? Not by luck, but by intention. Your assumptions are magnets. They don't just affect what you see, they shape what shows up. If you believe things won't work out, your brain starts building a reality around that belief. You'll hesitate when it's time to act. You'll flinch instead of follow through. And eventually, you'll create proof of your fear. But imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up every day and assuming everything is working out for you, even when it's quiet, even when there's no sign of progress. That isn't fantasy. That's mental engineering. It's how the giants of history moved through rejection, failure, and resistance, not with hope, but with certainty. Henry Ford didn't cross his fingers. He moved forward as if the outcome was locked in. Thomas Edison didn't break after thousands of failed attempts. He assumed victory was inevitable. Charles Schwab didn't act like a man of fear. He led with a belief so contagious, others followed without hesitation. And Andrew Carnegie? He didn't ask, "What if this fails?" He walked as if the results were already done. That's the energy that builds nations and legacies. So why not you? Why not now? Why not today? You've already lived enough days in hesitation. You've already told yourself enough stories rooted in fear. Now it's time to flip the script. Because the version of you that overthinks, doubts, and plays small cannot coexist with the version of you who walks in unshakable certainty. One of them must die. Starting today, act as if everything always works out, not because life guarantees it, but because that belief makes you unstoppable. That belief gives you posture. It gives your voice authority. It lets you lead your life instead of negotiating with it. This message is your reset. This is your new operating system. And it's meant to be repeated until doubt evaporates in the presence of your calm. Because fear cannot survive where faith takes residence. Let's begin. The power of unseen. Vic Toa a while. Let's begin with a question that could rewrite your entire life. What if it all works out? Not just the simple things. Not just the outcomes that feel good, but everything. The setbacks, the delays, the heartbreaks, the long nights of silence. What if every one of those pieces was preparing you for the exact future you've been praying for? Most people don't live in that possibility. They live bracing for impact. They expect betrayal. They assume failure. And by doing so, they program their reality to mirror their fear. But belief is not passive. It's not just a hope, it's a decision. The subconscious mind doesn't challenge your words. It accepts them. It builds around them. If you say, "Things never work out for me," your mind replies, "Understood," and begins shaping your life around that declaration. But if you wake up even in the middle of chaos and declare, "Everything is working out for me," your mind builds a different path. A path based not on circumstance, but on identity. Even if you're broke, even if you've been betrayed, even if your next step isn't clear, you move anyway. You build anyway. You walk like the outcome is already yours. That belief rewires everything. It makes you calm under pressure. It makes you steady when others flinch. It makes you patient when things don't come fast. This is not delusion. This is self-leadership. Thomas Edison didn't see failure. He saw feedback. Henry Ford didn't ask for validation. He moved without it. The powerful don't wait for proof. They move as if the proof already exists. That's what separates legends from spectators. That's what turns a regular man into an unstoppable force. Not talent, not genius, just certainty. So I ask you again, what if it all works out? What if the delay was divine? What if the betrayal was protection? What if the confusion was construction? Once you install that mindset as your default operating system, the unknown becomes an ally, not an enemy. You begin to walk with a power that doesn't require applause. You begin to lead even when no one's watching. You begin to act not from impulse, but from decision. That's not mindset fluff. That's mental warfare. Walking through fire with FAI2. You don't grow in easy seasons. You grow in silence. In isolation. In the shadows where no one claps and no one checks in. That's where warriors are forged, not in applause, but in resistance. This is where most people quit. When the progress is invisible. When the applause stops. When the journey feels longer than they imagined. But this is where you set yourself apart. Because if you can still walk like it's working, even when it looks like it's not, you become dangerous. You develop emotional stamina. You cultivate internal clarity. You start leading your emotions instead of being led by them. And here's the truth most won't tell you. The way you walk through your winter determines how you enter your harvest. Faith is not just belief in the outcome. It's composure in the middle of contradiction. It's standing still when everything tells you to run. It's speaking life when your heart is breaking. It's smiling when no one understands your silence. It's knowing this too is part of it. Every hardship, every disappointment, every silent night. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Weren't abandoned, you are aligned. There is a divine wisdom moving your life forward, even in the moments that feel still. You just haven't seen the full picture yet. But if you abandon the process now, you forfeit the miracle that's already in motion. So walk like your breakthrough is waiting. Walk like your prayers are already answered. Walk like you were chosen for this moment, because you were. Let others panic. Let others overthink. You, my friend, remain composed. You operate with quiet strength. Because while others chase outcomes, you've become the kind of person who creates them. And that's how revolutions begin. Not with noise, but with presence. The posture of seer tendur and dire posture speaks louder than your words. It tells the world whether you expect to lose or win, whether you're moving with doubt or with destiny. Here's the question. Do you walk like it's already done? Because there's a way you carry yourself when you know the outcome is certain. You stop negotiating. You stop waiting for signs. You stop needing permission. You just move, and that movement anchored in certainty activates everything around you. People feel it. Opportunities align. Closed doors open. Not because you forced them, but because your internal belief shifted. The energy you project. Most people walk through life with their head down, waiting for disaster. They prepare for disappointment. They walk like life is against them. And so, life listens. But you walk like you're backed by something higher. You walk like grace surrounds you, like divine favor walks ahead of you, like your steps are ordered. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. Because when you're aligned with truth, you don't need to convince anyone. Your silence becomes your strategy. Your discipline becomes your announcement. Your calm becomes your evidence. You're not chasing outcomes. You're becoming the kind of man who magnetizes them. You build in silence. You master the boring. You repeat the fundamentals until excellence becomes your new floor. That's how giants are built. Not in flashes, but in rhythm, in habit, in stillness, in faith. Everything is PRETIO, and you think your detours are delays. They're not. You think the closed doors are punishments. They're not. You think the silence means God forgot you. He didn't. Everything you're walking through right now is part of the preparation. Every heartbreak, every failure, every moment of confusion. They are not the end of your story. They are the sharpening of your sword. The greatest leaders in history went through isolation before elevation. Moses fled to the wilderness. David hid in caves before the crown. Joseph was locked in prison before the palace. And Paul, he was blinded before he could finally see that the pattern is clear. Before you lead others, you must confront yourself. Before you carry influence, you must carry weight. Before you speak with authority, you must walk through adversity. So if you're in a dark season, good. That means the fire is forging you. That means you're being trusted with a process most men will never survive. That means heaven sees something in you that you haven't even seen in yourself. But don't waste it. Don't numb it. Don't rush it. Don't resent it. Instead, use it. Let it teach you how to sit with discomfort. Let it teach you how to move without applause. Let it teach you how to rise without an audience. Because if you can survive this, you'll never be the same. That's not just growth, that's transformation. And transformed men are the ones who change the world. The decision that changes EVR White Engine. You don't need a new plan. You need a new decision. You've made enough half-hearted attempts. You've dipped your toe in the water of change. You've waited for conditions to be perfect. But now it's time to decide. Decide that your future isn't negotiable. Decide that your peace can't be stolen. Decide that your standard is permanent. Decide that your story is not over. Everything shifts the moment you commit. Not casually, not emotionally, but completely. Because the moment you stop entertaining Plan B, Plan A starts working. The moment you stop talking yourself out of greatness, greatness begins responding to you. The moment you stop asking for signs and start acting on truth, your life starts aligning. Commitment is a frequency. And when you lock into it, the world can't help but feel it. So from this moment forward, you walk different. You speak different. You think different, not because you're pretending, but because you've decided. You've decided to act as if everything is working out, because it is. Love. As if the promise has already kept. You've carried your burden long enough. Now, walk. As if the promise has already been fulfilled. Live as if the storm already passed. Move as if the doors are already open, because they are, not in the physical yet, but in the spirit. They've already been unlocked. You just haven't reached them yet. But you will if you keep walking. So when they ask, "Why are you so calm?" smile and say, "Because I already saw the ending." When they say, "Why? Are you still trying?" reply, "Because I already won." When they whisper, "Why do you still believe?" look them in the eye and say, "Because it's already mine." That's the energy of the chosen. That's the posture of the committed. That's the legacy of a man who knows. And now you are that man. Walk in it.